Best fighter in the world, yeah.
I think it's Terence Crawford.
Fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight? Who
I
do you
like Terence,
Wow.
my friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win.
You know you're dangerous when the guy who outboxed giants looks at you and says, yeah, I'm number 17, but he's number 1. Usyk didn't just give Crawford respect, he handed him the damn crown and polished it before placing it on Bud's head. This man dismantled Anthony Joshua not once, but twice. Like IKEA furniture with missing screws.
Terence Crawford, number 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough, great fighter, top fighter. So that's a good,
Yes.
that's a good number 1, but it's debatable, it's subjective, but that's a good pick. So, round number 4. Why did Daniel Dubois push you yesterday? Do you know why? He gave you a push?
I don't know. Maybe Daniel afraid me. I don't know.
He humiliated Tyson Fury in his own backyard. And after stacking belts like Thanos snapping Infinity Stones, he still points to Crawford like, that's the cheat code, the common thread, IQ and skill. Crawford's the guy who figures out your entire life story from the first 2 jabs.
However they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
While Usyk's the dude who makes 250-pound men swing at air until their kids start questioning genetics. Them training together? That's not sparring. It's like watching Einstein team up with Stephen Hawking for a science project while everyone else is still struggling with long division.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win.
Usyk basically said, if you want to beat Canelo, come sit in my classroom. And knowing Bud, he probably took notes, highlighted them, and then memorized them just to throw them back in Canelo's face with a left hook. If Canelo is the hammer, then Crawford is Home Depot customer service. And guess who wins when the hammer starts breaking things? Look, Canelo is strong. Nobody's denying it. The man throws hooks like he's trying to knock down buildings in Vegas. But Crawford? He's the type to let you swing your sledgehammer, watch you miss, then send you the instruction manual with a smiley face drawn on it. People love to scream about weight difference, but Bud doesn't stand in front of power like a crash test dummy. He makes it miss entirely. That's the difference.
Yeah, pound for pound, number 1 is Terence Crawford. I like this man. It's a great fighter. It's a terrible, tough boxer. For me, maybe I'm number 17.
Canelo can bulldoze flat-footed fighters, but Bud plays chess with bullets flying past his head. And once he figures you out, you're cooked. This fight wouldn't be strength versus strength. It's brains versus biceps, IQ versus haymakers, the calm surgeon versus the neighborhood bully. And if history has taught us anything, the bully always folds when someone finally hits back smarter, not harder. When Usyk steps into the ring, heavyweights shrink. This man took Joshua's belts like he was repoing cars, sent Dubois home crying about body shots, and made Fury question whether fast food was slowing him down. He collects giants the way kids collect Pokemon cards. And yet, even after all that, he still sees Crawford as the professor of the fight game. Why? Because Bud makes killers look like they're shadowboxing in the dark. You walk in thinking you're going to fight a man, but instead you're sparring against your own reflection. Crawford doesn't just fight you, he downloads you, like he's buffering your soul on 5G Wi-Fi. By the time you land your first clean punch, he's already 6 moves ahead, setting up your funeral playlist. The IQ comparison between Usyk and Bud isn't casual, it's frightening. Together, they're not just fighters, they're architects of humiliation. And Canelo? He's about to learn that when you swing at ghosts, you only hit yourself. Imagine walking into a fight thinking you're Thor, only to realize the other guy brought IKEA instructions on how to dodge your hammer. That's Canelo versus Crawford in one sentence. Canelo thrives on intimidation, on making fighters feel the weight of his shots early, like, welcome to hell. But Bud? He's the type to smile, nod, and make you miss so bad you start questioning physics. Strength wins rounds, but intelligence wins wars. Crawford flips the chessboard and still manages a checkmate. If Canelo tries to fight the same way he bullies smaller guys, Bud will expose him like a magician revealing his own tricks. The scary part? Crawford doesn't just counterpunch, he punishes. He breaks rhythm, shuts down jabs, and turns pressure fighters into deer in headlights. If this fight happens, it's not hammer versus hammer, It's hammer versus brain surgeon. And the surgeon always leaves the bully bleeding on the floor, wondering what just happened. And Crawford? He looked at that train, stepped off the tracks, and waved as it derailed. 3 knockdowns later, Spence wasn't fighting, he was surviving. That wasn't just a win, that was a career reset. Crawford erased Spence's jab like it never existed, disrupted his rhythm, and turned his high guard into an open door. It was surgical. And here's the kicker. That same blueprint works on Canelo. People say, but Canelo hits harder. Great. So did Spence, supposedly. Crawford doesn't care. He'll use that forward pressure against you, counter with precision, and send you crashing. If Bud could dismantle Spence like a toy train set, then don't be shocked if he makes Canelo look like he's swinging at shadows in slow motion. You know you're in trouble when the opposing trainer checks your gloves because your punches feel too sharp. That's exactly what happened after Crawford dismantled Spence. Derek James went full TSA agent, patting down Bud's gear like he smuggled explosives in his wraps. He literally couldn't process that skill could generate that kind of damage. But that's Crawford for you. He hits you clean, drains your gas tank, and leaves you wondering if the rulebook even applies anymore. People talk about one-punch knockout power, but Crawford doesn't need it. He drowns you with counters, shatters your confidence, and by the time you realize what's happening, it's too late. And if Canelo thinks he's immune, he'd better ask Spence how it feels when your entire game plan gets stolen, reprogrammed, and used against you. Spoiler, it feels like an illegal beating, but it's just Bud being Bud. Only in boxing do you see someone prepping for the biggest fight of their career by inviting a pit bull into their living room. That's what Canelo did, bringing in Boots Enos. Teddy Atlas nailed it. You don't sharpen your sword against another sword that might cut you deeper. Sparring Boots is like showing up to your wedding rehearsal and inviting your ex to practice dance routines. Nothing good comes out of it. Boots is young, hungry, and sharp. If he starts touching Canelo up in camp, that doubt doesn't wash off. It festers. Suddenly, you're walking into fight week questioning yourself. Sure, iron sharpens iron, but sometimes it just leaves dents. And the last thing Canelo needs before Bud is dented confidence. Legacy's on the line, Netflix cameras are rolling, and this ain't the stage where Crawford folds. If Bud downloads Canelo like he did Spence, this split decision Jennings predicted could turn into a split ego. Because once Crawford finds your rhythm, you're not fighting back. You're starring in his highlight reel, one counter at a time. And here's where it all ties together. Boxing is chaos disguised as sport. Usyk praises Bud. Bud dismantles Spence. Teddy Atlas throws shade at Canelo's camp. Jennings sides with the underdog. And suddenly we're debating skyscrapers versus cowboys. This isn't just fighting, it's storytelling. Canelo versus. Crawford isn't about size, it's about legacy, intelligence, and pride. Power might win headlines, but IQ wins eras. And Crawford? He's already proven he can make monsters look mortal. If he cooks Canelo the way he cooked Spence, we're not just watching a fight. We're watching history flip in real time. Boxing will never stop being the wildest soap opera on earth, and honestly, that's why we love it.